Thinking about relocating in 2025. While it's easy to get caught up in the dream of finding greener pastures, not every state in America offers the golden opportunities you might hope for. Some states are grappling with significant economic, environmental, and social challenges, making them less than ideal for relocation. Whether it's skyrocketing costs of living, poor infrastructure, or environmental risks like hurricanes and wildfires, certain states might not be the haven you're seeking. Today, we're going to uncover the 10 states you should never move to in America in 2025. These are the states where everyday life may be more challenging than you'd expect. Along the way, we'll dig into the data, share real-life examples, and examine why these places may not be worth the move. Before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more essential life tips and real estate insights. Let's get into it. Number 10. California. When people think of California, they often picture sunny beaches, Hollywood glam, and the tech capitals of Silicon Valley. However, the Golden State has a darker side that makes it difficult for many to live comfortably. California's housing market is notoriously expensive. By 2025, the median home price in major cities like San Francisco is expected to remain above $800,000, with some areas exceeding $1 million. This is out of reach for most middle-class families. Even renters struggle, with average rents soaring past $3,000 a month in urban areas. California's infamous traffic is another daily headache. According to a 2024 study by the Texas A&M Transportation Institute, Los Angeles drivers lose approximately 119 hours per year stuck in traffic. This leads to elevated stress levels, more fuel consumption, and a poor work-life balance. Public transportation infrastructure, especially outside major urban centers like San Francisco and LA, is lacking, making California heavily car-dependent. Beyond the cost of living, environmental factors make California risky. Between wildfires, droughts, and the looming threat of the big one, an earthquake predicted to strike along the San Andreas Fault, residents face significant natural disaster risks. In 2023 alone, California experienced wildfires that caused over $5 billion in damage, prompting evacuations for thousands of families. It's not just housing. Day-to-day living expenses, from groceries to utilities, are significantly higher in California than in most other states. For example, the cost of utilities in San Francisco is nearly 40% higher than the national average, putting a further strain on family budgets. California may still be a dream for some, but for most, the astronomical cost of living, environmental hazards, and everyday stresses make it a challenging place to put down roots. If you're not financially prepared to handle the costs and risks, it's worth considering alternatives. Number 9. New York. New York's allure is undeniable. Between the hustle and bustle of Manhattan, the allure of Wall Street, and the upstate serenity, it seems like the state has it all. However, beneath the surface, several factors make New York a challenging place to live, especially if you're considering relocating in 2025. As of 2024, the median rent in Manhattan is over $4,000 per month. Even in outer boroughs like Brooklyn and Queens, prices are soaring, making it nearly impossible for middle-income earners to find affordable housing. If you're looking to buy, expect prices in these areas to average over $1 million. Upstate New York may offer some relief in housing costs, but job opportunities become scarcer as you venture outside the city. New Yorkers pay some of the highest combined taxes in the U.S. This includes state income tax, local taxes, and property taxes. The state government has long struggled with budget deficits, leading to increased tax burdens for residents. On top of that, residents of New York City face some of the highest local tax rates in the country. New York's winter season is another factor to consider. Brutal winter storms can shut down entire cities for days, especially upstate where snowfalls can total several feet. The increased heating costs and the physical strain of enduring freezing temperatures make it tough for many residents. While New York City is famous for its extensive public transportation system, aging infrastructure and overcrowded subways can make commuting an ordeal. Long delays, signal failures, and packed trains during rush hour create a daily challenge for residents. New York offers opportunities, but the high cost of living, suffocating taxes, and weather challenges make it a tough place to settle down unless you're well prepared financially. For many, the dream of New York can quickly become a nightmare. Number 8. Louisiana. Louisiana is famous for its vibrant music, delicious Creole cuisine, and the charm of New Orleans. But behind the tourist attractions, the state faces significant issues that make living there more difficult. One of the most significant drawbacks of living in Louisiana is the annual threat of hurricanes. Hurricanes like Katrina in 25 and Laura in 2020 have caused billions of dollars in damages and displaced thousands of residents. Flooding remains a constant risk, especially in low-lying areas like New Orleans, which is already struggling with subsidence, sinking land, and rising sea levels. Louisiana's infrastructure ranks among the worst in the U.S., according to the American Society of Civil Engineers. Aging roads, bridges, and public utilities make everyday life difficult. Frequent road repairs and long commutes due to poor infrastructure further exacerbate the challenges residents face. Despite New Orleans being a tourism hub, Louisiana as a whole has struggled to diversify its economy. The state is still heavily reliant on oil and gas, industries that are seeing a decline. Job opportunities outside of these fields are limited, leading many to seek employment in other states. Louisiana's cultural offerings are rich, but its frequent natural disasters, poor infrastructure, and lack of job diversity make it a challenging place for families and professionals looking for stability. Number 7. Illinois. Illinois is home to Chicago, one of the largest cities in the U.S., but the state is plagued by ongoing economic and financial issues that make it difficult for many residents to thrive. Illinois has been grappling with a growing pension crisis and one of the largest state debts in the nation. Years of mismanagement have left the state in a fiscal hole that may take decades to climb out of. This debt has led to a significant tax burden on residents, with property taxes among the highest in the U.S., making it difficult for homeowners to stay afloat. While Chicago has a lot to offer in terms of culture, education, and employment, crime rates in certain areas continue to be a problem. Violent crime, especially in under-resourced neighborhoods, remains a concern, and while the city has made efforts to improve safety, it's a factor that can't be ignored. In recent years, Illinois has seen a steady decline in its population, with many residents moving to neighboring states like Indiana and Wisconsin, where the cost of living and taxes are lower. This exodus further strains the state's tax base, leading to a cycle of higher taxes and fewer services. Illinois may have the allure of Chicago, but the state's ongoing financial crisis, crime concerns, and high taxes make it a challenging place to call home in 2025. Those looking for more economic stability might want to look elsewhere. Number 6. Florida. Florida is often considered the perfect destination for retirees, tourists, and sun-seekers, but it's not without its serious drawbacks. Florida is one of the states most vulnerable to climate change. Rising sea levels are already causing regular flooding in cities like Miami, where sunny day floods occur even without rainfall. Scientists predict that by 2050, parts of Florida may be underwater if current trends continue. Because of the state's frequent hurricanes and flooding, homeowners' insurance premiums have skyrocketed. According to Forbes, Florida homeowners are paying 2 to 3 times more for insurance than the national average. Some homeowners pay upwards of $5,000 per year just to insure their homes against natural disasters. Florida has experienced a population boom in recent years, particularly in major cities like Miami, Orlando, and Tampa. This rapid growth has led to traffic congestion, overburdened infrastructure, and strained public services. Despite efforts to improve public transportation, Florida remains heavily car-dependent, leading to long commutes and worsening road conditions. Florida may offer sunshine and beaches, but the risks from climate change, rising insurance costs, and overpopulation could make life there more complicated than you'd expect. If you're considering a move, make sure you're financially prepared for the financial burdens and environmental risks that come with living in the Sunshine State. Number 5. Alaska. Alaska's beauty is undeniable, with majestic landscapes and abundant wildlife. But living in this remote state presents a host of challenges that many people underestimate. The winters in Alaska are brutal. From temperatures that plummet well below freezing to periods of near-total darkness, Alaska's winters can be physically and mentally exhausting. For residents in more isolated parts of the state, travel can become impossible during these months. Seasonal affective disorder is also a significant issue, with long stretches of limited sunlight impacting mental health. While Alaska is known for its natural resources like oil and seafood, the high cost of importing goods makes daily life expensive. Groceries, fuel, and other essential items cost much more in Alaska than in most other states due to transportation challenges. Heating bills, in particular, are astronomical during the long winter months, adding another layer of financial strain. Outside of key industries like oil, gas, and fishing, there are few job opportunities in Alaska. Many young professionals leave the state to pursue careers elsewhere, and those that remain often struggle to find work outside of seasonal or manual labor jobs. Alaska may be stunning to visit, but the isolation, high cost of living, and limited job market make it a difficult place to live long-term. If you're considering moving to Alaska, be sure you're prepared for the mental, physical, and financial challenges that come with life in the last frontier. Number 4. New Jersey. New Jersey's proximity to New York City and Philadelphia may make it seem like a prime location, but the state faces significant challenges that make it less than desirable for many would-be movers. New Jersey consistently ranks among the states with the highest property taxes. On average, residents pay over $9,000 annually in property taxes, making homeownership expensive, even in the more affordable areas of the state. For families on a budget, these taxes can be a deal-breaker when considering whether to settle in the Garden State. New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the U.S., which means traffic congestion is a daily issue. Commuters into New York City or Philadelphia face long drives and public transportation delays. Overcrowding extends beyond roads to schools, hospitals, and public services, making life in New Jersey stressful for many. Healthcare in New Jersey is some of the most expensive in the country. For residents without employer-sponsored health insurance, premiums can be overwhelming. The cost of care, combined with high property taxes, adds significant financial pressure on middle-class families. While New Jersey offers proximity to major urban centers and some picturesque suburban areas, the sky-high property taxes, overcrowding, and expensive health care make it a challenging state for families and professionals looking to live comfortably. Number 3. West Virginia. West Virginia is often associated with beautiful mountains and outdoor activities, but the state faces serious economic and social challenges that make it a less than ideal place to relocate. West Virginia's economy has struggled to recover from the decline of the coal industry, which once served as its economic backbone. As a result, unemployment remains high, and job opportunities in other sectors are limited. Many West Virginians live in poverty, with the state having one of the highest poverty rates in the U.S. Healthcare in West Virginia, especially in rural areas, is a major issue. The state ranks poorly in terms of health outcomes, with high rates of obesity, heart disease, and opioid addiction. Access to healthcare facilities is limited, and many residents struggle to find affordable, quality care. West Virginia has been hit hard by the opioid crisis, with addiction rates and overdose deaths among the highest in the nation. This epidemic has strained public services, law enforcement, and healthcare facilities, creating a cycle of poverty and crime in many parts of the state. While West Virginia's natural beauty is an attractive feature, the state's economic decline, healthcare struggles, and ongoing opioid crisis make it a tough place to live for those seeking a stable and prosperous future. Number 2. Mississippi. Mississippi, often associated with Southern charm and hospitality, faces significant economic, educational, and healthcare challenges that make it a difficult place for residents to thrive. Mississippi consistently ranks as one of the poorest states in the U.S., with a poverty rate above 19%. The state's economy has been slow to diversify, and industries such as agriculture and manufacturing provide limited job opportunities with low wages. High unemployment rates and stagnant wages contribute to the state's overall economic struggles. Mississippi's education system ranks near the bottom of national assessments. Underfunded schools, low teacher pay, and poor student outcomes make it difficult for families to access quality education. This lack of investment in education perpetuates the cycle of poverty, as young people often leave the state for better opportunities. The healthcare system in Mississippi is also in crisis. Rural hospitals are closing at an alarming rate, and the state has some of the worst health outcomes in the nation. High rates of chronic illnesses, such as obesity and diabetes, coupled with limited access to healthcare providers, mean that many residents are not receiving the care they need. Mississippi's economic stagnation, poor educational infrastructure, and healthcare challenges make it one of the hardest states to live in. Despite its charm and cultural richness, moving to Mississippi may not offer the opportunities or quality of life that many seek. Number 1. Arkansas. Arkansas, with its scenic beauty and low cost of living, may seem like an appealing destination. However, the state faces several significant issues that make it a less than ideal place to settle down in 2025. While Arkansas is known for its agricultural and natural resources, the state's economy lacks diversity. Many residents are employed in low-wage industries like retail, agriculture, and manufacturing, with fewer opportunities in sectors like technology, healthcare, and finance. For young professionals or those seeking career growth, the state's job market is limited. Like Mississippi and West Virginia, Arkansas faces challenges in healthcare access. Many rural areas are underserved by healthcare providers, and residents often have to travel long distances to receive care. The state also ranks poorly in terms of overall health outcomes, with high rates of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. Arkansas is prone to natural disasters, particularly tornadoes and flooding. In recent years, extreme weather events have caused significant damage to homes and infrastructure, leaving residents to rebuild frequently. The state's emergency response infrastructure is also underfunded, making recovery efforts slow and challenging for affected communities. While Arkansas may offer an affordable cost of living, the state's economic limitations, healthcare shortages, and vulnerability to natural disasters make it a challenging place to establish a stable, long-term life. For those seeking opportunities and security, Arkansas may not be the best choice for relocation. That wraps up our countdown of the 10 states you should never move to in America in 2025. While each state has its unique appeal, the challenges of economic instability, high costs of living, healthcare struggles, and environmental risks make them difficult places to thrive for many. Relocating is a big decision, and it's important to consider the long-term implications on your quality of life. What do you think? Do you agree with this list, or do you have other states in mind? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more essential content like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video with more insights and tips on life, travel, and everything in between.